Walmart is ordered to pay an Oregon man $4.4 million in the so-called shopping while black case.
So you telling me right now, so you telling me right now he's gonna trespass me from this property for what reason? Because he wants to.
Good evening, I'm Kevin Dorn. This is Nightcast. Accused, handcuffed, humiliated. Tonight, 5 Investigates shows us what happened to a young black man in Columbia Heights who was trying to cash his paycheck. Lawyers and advocates say his experience is part of a national phenomenon known as banking while black.
You know, this is 2023, and we're still being racially profiled when we go into a store or at a bank. So I'm going to need the black people to do this. Take your money out of their banks and put it somewhere in a bank or someplace where you are respected as a person. Quit going to Walmart shopping, giving them all your money. Because one thing for sure, it is proven that we as black people spend a lot of money in these stores. So quit going to Walmart. I know Walmart is in every little country-ass town, in every city, and I would have to just go there for emergency basis only if no other store was open, and it was an emergency. Outside of that, quit shopping at Walmart. Take your money out the bank. Hit them where it really hurts, in the pocket. Their overall balance, their assets. Hit them where it hurts, so you can see their stock start to drop, because their profit will not be at the level it is because of all of us black people who shop there. This is damn ridiculous for this to be 2023, and you got a young man that is working hard on his job, making an honest living, going to the bank where he had an account at the bank, and they still said that the check was fraudulent, and it turned out not to be. I think the bank manager need to be fired because he lied. He told a damn lie. And then you have this fool at Walmart. That's what you get, Walmart. Yeah, $4.4 million. It should have been $4.4 billion, because you sit there and let this stupid ass guy, a young ass foolish boy, not a man, this is childish boy behavior, cause you to lose $4.4 million. And the sad part about it is that somebody had complained about his ass before. Even the police was sick of coming there on behalf of his ass, and you still allowed him to work at your facility. Do better out there. The young kids are not out into this racial shit. They don't give a damn. And that racial is profiling. Being a racist, period, is a learned behavior. You got it from your old ass folks that had slaves back in the day and think that you're superior, and the black people and people of color, we're nothing. Your ass ain't superior. We on the same equal playing ground and fields that you are on. That shit is old. Ain't nobody allowing you to treat them like that anymore. This is 2023. Get y'all shit together and do better. With your selfish ass. It's not your world. You don't own a damn thing. You was born just like everybody else was born. Naked. Without anything. You can't take a damn thing with you. You do not own this earth. You don't own shit. You don't even own your damn house. You don't own your house, you don't own your car. The only thing you own is something that you pay cash for that there are no taxes on. That's what you own. Outside of that, you don't own a damn thing. You don't own your land, because if you don't pay taxes on your house and your land, guess what? It belongs to some damn body else. It's called the state. You don't own your car. If you don't pay for license and registrations on your car, you can't even drive that bitch. You don't own shit. Sit your ass down somewhere and learn how to mix and mingle with people of all races. This is ridiculous and pathetic as hell in 2023. Shame on y'all with your crazy, stupid asses. Selfish fucks. This is selfish and just ridiculous. You don't want no black people living in your country? You shouldn't have made us slaves. That's what your ass get. We built the fucking White House. Sit your ass down somewhere and try to get along with folks. Or you go somewhere. Go find you a country where you can be by yourself. You think that you run shit. You don't run shit. But your damn mouth, and your mouth then wrote a check that your ass couldn't cash in the sum of $4.4 million. I don't know what the other guy got. He should have got him a damn lawyer. That's what he should have got. So he wouldn't be under no non-disclosure. So everybody can know whether he got paid enough. He probably didn't because he's young and don't have the experience. But he should have went and got an attorney and took U.S. Bank for as much as he could get, like this man did with Walmart. Shame on y'all stupid asses. That's what you get for racial profiling. Again, people of color, move your money out of this bank and quit giving Walmart your money. And then they'll be begging for your ass to come in there then, because their profits will shrink, diminish, as they should. Here's the rest of both of these stories. I had to do the story because it got on my damn nerves. It pissed me off. So here's the story. Do better with y'all sorry asses. It ain't your world. It don't belong to you. Don't shit belong to you.
Welcome to Straddled Events. On this channel, we bring you the truth. Sometimes the truth is quite ugly, unbearable, and you just don't want to deal with it. But on this channel, you're gonna get it anyway. You are straddled the fence of good versus evil, right versus wrong. And on this channel, we're gonna tell you to do better. Please like, dislike, subscribe, and share the videos. Now let's go.
Walmart is ordered to pay an Oregon man $4.4 million in the so-called shopping while black case.
So you telling me right now, so you telling me right now he's gonna trespass me from this property for what reason? Because he wants to.
On August 19th, a Multnomah County, Oregon jury ruled against Walmart, saying a customer was racially profiled by one of its employees.
What did I say? What did I say to threaten you? What did I say? No, I didn't say anything to threaten you.
It happened on March 26, 2020, at a Walmart in Wood Village, Oregon. Michael Mangum went to the store to buy a refrigerator light bulb when he noticed an employee in the same aisle. The employee, later identified as Joseph Williams, worked as theft prevention in the store. According to court documents, William asked Mangum why he was staring at him. Mangum says he replied, quote, "Because you're looking at me." After that, Williams ordered Mangum to leave the store.
What did I say? What did I say? No, I didn't say that.
Williams called non-emergency officers, saying there was a customer who refused to leave and threatened to smash his face.
So you telling me right now, so you telling me right now he's gonna trespass me from this property for what reason? Because he wants to?
According to court documents, officers interviewed Mangum, Williams, and a nearby couple who witnessed the interaction.
And I'm gonna go find this other couple here, and I'm gonna ask them if I said that. I'm gonna find this other couple here, and I'm asking if I said that.
Responding officers determined no crime was committed and refused to take action based on Williams's, quote, shifting explanations of what happened. In the days that followed, Oregon officials investigated the incident, describing a, quote, pattern of behavior by Williams.
He just basically said that Joe had the tendency to exaggerate when he was making the calls to get law enforcement assistance, and that he just wanted to bring that to Kelly's attention.
Is that a serious matter or a trivial matter?
I would call that serious.
Mangum's lawsuit read in part, quote, "Defendant Walmart, by and through its management officials, was aware that Williams had, on previous occasions, provided false information about customers to police officers, and knew that police had complained he was not to be trusted."
I got that from a couple of firsthand experiences where I was one of the deputies who showed up to a call, and then the vast majority of it came from deputies on my shift who had become extremely frustrated with a pattern of behavior that they had identified of Mr. Williams calling 911 to report dangerous active situations such as customers physically assaulting him or loss prevention employees or other Walmart employees while trying to steal, and then the deputies determining that that never actually happened.
Court documents alleged Walmart was negligent, quote, "in failing to supervise Williams so as to prevent foreseeable violations of customers' rights by Williams." According to the Associated Press, Williams was fired by Walmart in July 2020 for mishandling property. Mangum filed the lawsuit in December 2021 and was awarded $4.4 million in damages just 8 months later. Following the verdict, the Walmart Senior Director for National Media Relations released a statement saying in part, quote, "We do not tolerate discrimination. We believe the verdict is excessive and is not supported by evidence."
Good evening. I'm Kevin Dorn. This is Nightcast. Accused, handcuffed, humiliated. Tonight, 5 Investigates shows us what happened to a young black man in Columbia Heights who was trying to cash his paycheck. Lawyers and advocates say his experience is part of a national phenomenon known as banking while black. That man tells investigative reporter Eric Rasmussen he was racially profiled when a manager called police minutes after he walked into a U.S. bank branch last year. This is a story you will only see on Nightcast.
That man, Joe Morrow, spoke with us in detail about what happened. U.S. Bank, however, would not go on camera. It's settled with Morrow after we started asking questions, but we were still able to obtain police body camera video of that incident that the bank does not want you to see. When police got the call to a busy U.S. Bank branch in Columbia Heights last year, a call for a fraudulent check and a suspect posing a threat.
How's it going?
This is how they found 23-year-old Mississippi native Joe Morrow sitting in a chair in the bank manager's office, leaning back with his hands folded. Police blurred out branch manager John Asquith, as state law requires, because he did not want us to see or hear him in the video. Morrow wanted everyone to know what happened.
I just got through working like 12 hours, I think.
His job at UNFI, a grocery supplier better known as SuperValue in Hopkins. Closer to home, Morrow stopped here at U.S. Bank in Columbia Heights to cash his paycheck for $900. Despite having an account, that simple transaction was anything but.
They was all looking at me and just staring at me. And then looking at the check and then staring at me again, I'm already knowing like what they thinking, the check fake. The manager, he came over and said, "Joe Morrow, your check fake." And I said, "What?" He said, "You people are always coming in here with fake checks."
Who do you think he meant?
Black people.
I work there, bro. And I'm gonna report you too, bro.
Morrow continued pleading his case with Police Sergeant Justin Pletcher in the room. Morrow's claim of racial profiling immediately met with this warning.
Joe, I need you to calm down, first of all, okay? Don't say anything stupid, because you're just gonna get arrested for it, all right?
Still sitting in the chair as the sergeant held his ID and his check, Morrow insisted it was the bank who owed him an explanation.
They called me right in front of everybody talking about this is a fake check. That ain't no fake check. I work there. We could confirm that.
2 minutes later,
What's the thing?
Joe.
a second officer arrives and the bank manager asks police to take Morrow to an adjacent office.
The manager told the officer, like, "Can you get him out of my office? He might touch anything on my desk." I'm like, what? That's when I got super mad, like, what? I'm gonna touch something on your desk.
Joe.
That anger only visible for a second.
Joe, let's go over there, man.
When he complies with officers' orders and stands up.
Okay, let's get stuff on.
A split second, Morrow says he'll never forget.
Like, definitely when I got handcuffed and stuff, everybody looking like when I'm coming out his office, I was handcuffed, so people are looking.
How did that make you feel?
Like crazy, like I'm a criminal or something, like I'm doing like something bad, like I actually came here with a fake check.
In his report, the sergeant later wrote that Morrow flexed at John, the bank manager, in a threatening manner.
I didn't threaten him. I got up, like, you know, in a like, you know, like a mad.
Do you have anything on you that could hurt harmful in any way?
Still handcuffed, Morrow offered more evidence of his innocence.
I got the text that Neil said what day it started and all that, how many hours I worked, all that. I could have came here and showed them that.
According to the police report, the bank manager said he'd received a lot of fraudulent checks using the UNFI logo. Morrow says the manager claimed he already called the company and confirmed the check was fake.
So, who do we need to call?
But this body camera video shows the bank manager did not actually make that critical call until after Morrow was already in handcuffs.
So it's a real, the check number's real.
Morrow's employer confirmed the check was in fact real.
There's no question in my man, if he'd been white, this would never happen.
5 Investigate showed the video to a community leader.
Are you seeing that okay?
I am.
The founder of a nationally recognized implicit bias training program for police.
But this is Minnesota. This is not who we are.
And University of Minnesota professor Samuel Myers Jr. In 2015, he authored this study of discriminatory practices at banks in the Twin Cities, and he's focused on racial disparities in financial transactions for 35 years.
I wish I could say that this was the apparition. I wish we could say that this was an outlier. That happens a lot.
Myers, who is deaf,
so this is it here.
Watch the body camera video with us over Zoom with the assistance of captioning.
We as black people are aware that these things happen at banks, at grocery stores, at supermarkets. This is a classic example of instances where things escalated beyond what they needed to escalate to.
Okay, Joe, let's get these cuffs up.
But Morrow's ordeal did not end when the handcuffs came off.
Joe, can I talk to you man to man real quick?
For more than 10 minutes, Morrow remained in this office.
They're making fake checks with that logo on it, right?
Sergeant Pletcher did most of the talking.
So what the branch manager has to do is call and make sure it's a good check. I need you to stay calm for that, okay? Because when you start acting like this, it makes you look even guilty.
No, not guilty.
No, I know. I'm saying, but when you start getting upset and irate, it makes you look guilty.
Why are you acting guilty? Answer the question is, what is acting guilty? Tell me, what is acting guilty? I'm sorry, but this is who I am. You blame me here before creating the racism that he feels.
Don't do anything stupid.
It was another part of this exchange that struck a nerve with Tyrone Terrell.
So play calm, play cool, and wait for you to be validated. Okay?
Oh my God.
The former director of the St. Paul Department of Human Rights and the president of the African American Leadership Council says the sergeant's choice of words matters.
Wait to be validated. That's 450 years of history of slavery. Do we gotta still wait for white America to validate us? Come on.
Columbia Heights police declined our request for an interview, but in a statement, Chief Lenny Austin said his department reviewed the incident and found the officers' actions were reasonable and they conducted themselves professionally.
And if you feel it's a racist thing, okay, handle it differently.
Sergeant Pletcher wouldn't go on the record with us, but still sent us links to network news programs.
If I'm not on the same side as my community, then I am failing them and I am failing this badge.
He was praised on national TV for how he handled a call involving a black health inspector 2 days after the death of George Floyd.
I think we need more police officers to speak up.
But Pletcher is not talking about this video that few have seen until now.
There are going to be plenty of people, I imagine, who will say, this officer acted admirably. He spoke calmly. He told them to calm down.
Plenty of white people. I'm looking through the lens of a black man who dealt with too many of these cases.
Was the flinching, so-called flinching, visible in the video?
Well, I'll take you back to it.
Lori Pradell is a professor at the University of South Florida and the founder of the Fair and Impartial Policing Training Program.
I did not discern anything in the video that showed Mr. Morrow as being threatening. Maybe they saw things that I did not see, or maybe this could be related to one of the implicit associations that's well documented in the research. And that research shows that many of us see more threat in people of color.
Pradell commended the sergeant for doing what she called a debrief with Morrow and advising him that he could file a complaint against the bank.
This is very important in policing. You know, when you've had an interaction, sometimes it can be very tension reducing to sit down with the person and say, okay, this is what was going on.
But that tension still apparent a year later.
No, I'm a little nervous with the cameras, but yeah.
When Morrow sat down with us for this interview. By that time, his lawyer had sent 2 letters to U.S. Bank demanding a settlement and an explanation.
They've never taken any accountability. They've never truly apologized to Mr. Morrow.
In October, U.S. Bank declined our request to interview manager Asquith or anyone else with the bank, and instead sent us this statement saying, U.S. Bank is committed to fairness toward everyone we serve regardless of race, adding, we dispute the facts as they're being portrayed to you. 2 weeks later, the bank quietly reached an undisclosed settlement, meaning no one with U.S. Bank or Morrow can ever talk about what happened here again.
Hey, Joe, man. I'm sorry you had to go through this, man.
Any additional apology, now confidential.
Keep working hard.
Again, what's almost lost in all of this is that Joe Morrow was already a customer with U.S. Bank, says he had an account there. We reached back out to U.S. Bank one more time, and last week a spokesperson added that the bank's own internal investigation found nothing to indicate that Morrow's race was a factor in the service he received. Of course, as you heard, lawyers, experts, and advocates are not convinced. They say this is part of what's been called banking while black. And in fact, in the last year, more people have been sharing their stories, Kevin. We'll hear from some of them tomorrow and look at what's being done about this.
Eric, your reporting is important. We need to keep telling these stories. Thank you to Mr. Morrow for sharing his, and we look forward to seeing what you have for us tomorrow.